Tiramisu, the most iconic Italian dessert. By following the step-by-step recipe, you'll be surprised at how easy it is. Let's start with the ingredients. You'll need eggs, sugar, ladyfingers, mascarpone, cocoa powder and coffee. First step, it's gonna be cracking the eggs and separating the yolk from the egg white. It's very important that no yolk goes into the bowl with the whites. No problem at all if you have some whites in the bowl with the yolks. Now we gotta whisk. Some are gonna say that a classic whisk is more professional and the result is better, but trust me, that's not true. I'm gonna start by whisking the egg yolks. We're gonna put 2/3 of the sugar into the bowl with the egg yolks and start mixing until we reach a whitish, fluffy texture. Now we're gonna start incorporating the mascarpone a little bit of a time. You can still do it with the electric whisk, no problem at all. It will be ideal to bring the mascarpone to room temperature because it's just easier to incorporate, not that big of a deal if you don't. When the mixture is uniform, the mascarpone is incorporated, just put it aside. This is the texture you want to reach. Now we have to whip, as Steve picks, the eggs white. It usually seems like magic, like something very hard to do. But with the electric whisker and 2 or 3 tips, it's so easy. First off, the eggs must be very cold. Second off, add 1/3 of the sugar left in and a little pinch of salt. And then your whisk has to be super clean. Wash it after you work with the egg yolks and mascarpone very well and dry. The water is another big enemy. Try to whisk from the bottom to the top to kinda incorporate the air. It's gonna take about 2 or 3 minutes. After 2 or 3 minutes that you're whisking, or as soon as it looks fluffy, without any liquid on the bottom, you can do the bowl proof. Meaning that you flip it upside down and if it stays, it means you did a great job. Let's try. Yeah, great job Marco, great job. We're gonna add to the bowl with the mascarpone and egg yolks the egg white. This is the only very delicate process. You wanna do it slowly, from the bottom to the top, trying to incorporate air while you're doing it. It sounds way harder than it actually is. Just don't mix with too much energy or you're gonna do a mess and the eggs white are gonna turn liquid again. Do it carefully until it's all nice, incorporated and uniform. As soon as it's uniform, you add a little bit more. Always from the bottom to the top, taking a little bit of time. This is a very easy dessert, it doesn't require that much time, so you can put a little bit of care in this last process. Perfetto, which means perfect. Here we have the mascarpone cream. It's the base for so many Italian desserts. It just elevates every dessert that you're using it with. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So I'm gonna show you all the things that you can do with this beautiful cream. So add the generous amount of mascarpone cream at the bottom of your container. Whatever shape of materials works just fine. Now I'm gonna soak very quickly the ladyfingers into the coffee. Today I'm using a very classic Italian mocha pot coffee, but the American coffee works just fine. If you soak it for too long, it's just gonna break apart, so be careful to that. As soon as the first layer is covered with ladyfingers, just do another layer the same exact way, pretty much like we do with a lasagna, you know? So more mascarpone cream on top. Put a little more than what you think is enough. You want a lot of mascarpone cream. And that's it. Now 2 things. You can either decorate it with a popping bag on top or just leave it like this. I'm just gonna leave it like this. And at the end is required some cocoa powder sprinkle on top. I'm gonna do it just after it rests for a couple of hours in the fridge. 2 hours so far, the tiramisu is ready to be served. But first we gotta sprinkle some cocoa powder on top, very important, for a better taste, all over it. And then nothing, you're ready to cut it and serve it. I really made it good. I'm gonna leave you some fun facts about the history of this dish in the description. Then you make sure you subscribe to the channel because there's a bunch more coming from the Italian and Mediterranean tradition. Thank you for watching. Ciao.